Hi folks, Andy here for Virtual Photo Club. So, the royal wedding is concluded and the headlines are still absolutely awash of what a fantastic day it was, what an absolute fairy tale, spectacular, and how it was watched by millions of people all across the world. That's all fine. However, today I've just seen some of the official photos that have been released, and there's 3 of them that I've seen so far. I've taken those from the BBC website. Now there's one of those 3 photos in particular that some of the members had a good little discussion around. Made a good few points as to certain aspects of that photo. So we're going to have a quick look at what those were and get your opinions on them as well. So stay tuned. As I say, we're going to have a quick look at the 3 official royal wedding photos that have been released. I'm just going to pick up a couple of little points on them, and we're particularly looking for your comments as well. So any comments at all as we're going through, pop them down below this video here. Before that, make sure you hit subscribe, click on the bell icon, make sure you get notifications when new videos from Virtual Photo Club comes out. And if you're enjoying these and you want to support the channel, head on over to the Patreon page where you can support it as well, and we'll look at some exclusive access in there for you too. Okay, so now let's head on over to the computer and take a look at these photos. Before we get into the actual royal wedding photos, just out of fairness, all of the 3 photos that we're about to look at, photo credit absolutely goes to the official royal wedding photographer, who is named, I'm going to try and get this right, Alexei Lubomirsky, which is this gent right here. Now the BBC site that I've taken the images from says that he primarily shoots fashion, like Vogue, for example. So he's not primarily a wedding photographer, but obviously he's been granted this particular honour. So let's look at the first photo here. Now this is the first one that I've seen. This is obviously a group photo. We have Prince Harry and Meghan here, and all of the bridesmaids and sort of page boys and ushers and so on. That's a lovely shot. Okay, so have a look, see what you think. Okay, obviously he's leaning in quite a bit, which is possibly just his particular slant, if you like, on how he wants to be in that photo, which is fair enough. It's obviously a bit off centre, which I would assume is probably done to capture this amount of the dress here, even though it's not got all the dress down across the bottom as well, so an interesting view on that one. You got this lovely little girl, and my apologies if any of you are royalists, I don't really know who any of these people are, but this lovely little girl just here, obviously looking completely off to the side there, so there's something off to the right of the camera really drawing her attention. It might just be me, or possibly just the way these frames here are, but it does make the image look a little bit squint. Again, see what you think. I mean, even the stand here is looking a little squint. So, okay, fair enough, that's the first one. Now, personally, I probably would have spent a bit too much time maybe doing a head swap with that particular little girl there. Possibly asking to stand up a little straighter, to come in closer to the group. Maybe that's just myself, see what you think. Obviously the couple there looking absolutely delighted and very happy, that's the main thing. Okay, let's have a quick look at photo number 2 of the official released ones. Again, another group shot here. You've obviously got all the key people included in this shot. Now again, it might just be me, but based on this, it is making the photo look a little squint, and it looks like, to me again, it looks like Prince Harry is actually on a little bit of a squint as well, which I think is just the way the photo is, unless he's maybe slightly leaning in. It's not easy to tell exactly. The same little girls again looking totally off to the right hand side there, out the camera right. So something really got her attention over there. everyone else is, that little boy there again is looking a little bit off to the right as well. So again, for me personally, if this was a group shot I had taken, and let me be very, very clear on this, I am not trying to say that I could do any better in any way, shape or form. I am not trying to say I should have been a royal wedding photographer. That's not what this is about at all. This is just the photos being open to interpretation. So if it was myself, I probably would have spent potentially a bit too long trying to do a head swap on the children who are not looking to the camera. And where we've got the hats creating a bit of shadow as well, I would look to lighten up the faces just a little, just to make it look that little bit more even. Same just in there as well. Like I say, just to lighten up the faces just a little bit to make sure that they are seen that little bit clearer, rather than having any shadow. So from the looks of it, I would say there's most likely a massive window on the side across here. That's letting in the natural light. Obviously the hat is casting a little bit of shadow across there. So I would have straightened it, swapped some heads and lightened up a couple of faces. Again, I probably would have spent far too long up trying to get it. Now, I did mention one photo in particular that we had a little bit of a discussion around in the Facebook group, which you are, as I say, which you are absolutely welcome to join, and I'll leave a link in the description. And this is the photo number 3. Now, at first glance, that's a lovely photo. It's very light, it's very airy, it's very sharp on the lovely couple there, and they look absolutely delighted. That's just pure natural happiness, and that's exactly what you want from a wedding photo. Now again, a couple of points that were picked up in the discussion, one being that some of the whites were a bit blown out. I'm thinking kind of up around the background there, and possibly some of the detail in the dress. It's maybe a little hard to tell. Again, it looks on a little bit of a squint. Again, it could just be the way that they're sitting. And that little bit of pillar there looks pretty straight, but just the way the wall and the steps, and I think that again they're leaning slightly as well. So it's making it look just a little bit squint again. But the biggest point is Prince Harry's arm right here. Now, in almost everything I've ever seen, cutting the hands off just above the rest in a photo is absolutely a big no-no. And looking at this, I can kind of see why, because his arm just looks like it doesn't stop. It could be just here, just slightly off shot, or it could be way down here. His arms could be 10 feet long for all we know. Obviously he's just leaning on the step, that's the way he's sitting, not a big deal. But it just makes the arm look a little overextended. It's just a bit unnatural, and this was a regular theme in the comments and the group discussion, that this arm was quite distracting from what is an absolutely beautiful image of two incredibly happy people. And that's really just the quick overview of these 3 images, folks. These are some of the discussion points that we've had, and I just want to make this quick video just to throw it out there to a bit of a wider audience and just see what people thought. See, are we totally off base, or are a lot of people sharing the same views? Okay, let's just head off screen here just to wrap this up. Okay, so there we go. We've had a look at each of those 3. We've also picked up a couple of little points on them as we've gone through. So the real thing here, guys, is what is your opinion? What do you think? As a photographer, should we be putting in a lot of extra effort, putting in the little nitty-gritty detail that we believe from a technical aspect makes a photo correct, if you want to, for lack of a better term? Or should we just go with the natural photos, make it very documentary, very relaxed, and just capture what is actually there? As I say, pop your comments down below this video here. You can also head on over to the Facebook group as well. You're more than welcome to come and join the Virtual Photo Club group, and I'll put a link in the description of the video down below there. Again, hit the like button, hit subscribe, click the bell icon, and head on over to the Patreon page if you want to support the channels as well. Thanks very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.